Okay, in today's video, I am going to be making a buttermilk pound cake and telling you history on the ingredients and how it came or where it came from. The original pound cake traces back to Britain in the early 1700s. The recipe made it into the first American cookbook called American Cookery in 1796 by Amaya Sims, which included a pound cake recipe. Back in the 1700s, cooks in Britain and the American colonies used a simple formula: a pound of flour, a pound of sugar, and a pound of butter, and a pound of eggs. That's where the name pound cake came from. As America developed, so did the recipes. Cooks added flavors like water and began using whipped eggs, white, or chemical leaves to lighten the cake. Here using buttermilk, which gives the cake a substance tingle and extra moisture, a twist that reflects American evolution in baking. In the early European days, cakes were made like bread-like and sweetened with honey or early forms of sugar. As the global expanded after the 1450, sugar from Canterbury became more available, making sweeter cakes possible. Before the modern baking powder, leavings came from beaten egg whites and parsley, a type of early baking soda used in colonies. These helped lighten the cake slightly compared to the original density version. Americans added ingredients that were becoming more affordable through trade, like lemon pines, vanilla, or rums. In the early American households, especially in the South, used buttermilk in biscuits, cornbread, and cakes. Buttermilk helped make the cake softer and give it more mid-tang, and a major difference from the old European version. By the early 18s, pound cake became strongly tied to southern hospitals. Southern households often had better access to flour, dairy farms for butter and buttermilk, larger kitchens with brick ovens, bake. They often cooked these pound cakes at church socials, weddings, plantation gatherings, or Sunday dinners. In the late 1600s and the early 1700s, sugar was very expensive, so it was rarely used in pound cakes unless you had a lot of money. By the 1800s, sugar became cheaper due to the expansion trade, making cakes more fairly common. Butter was produced on farms, so many families had enough to bake rich recipes like pound cake on special occasions. In the late 1600s and the early 1700s, sugar was very expensive, so it was rarely you seen cakes being made. By the 1800s, sugar became very cheaper due to the expansion trade, making cakes more fairly common. Butter was produced on farms, so many families had enough money to bake rich recipes like pound cakes on special occasions. Early pound cakes were very dense. No buttermilk, no baking powder, and no vanilla. Modern pound cake, especially American buttermilk's version, uses baking soda or powder, has a soft has a softener including vanilla, lemon, or other flavors, uses butter to add tenderness. This is how American baking traditions evolved from heavily Ethiopians cakes into lighter and more flavor desserts. Why is the pound cake lasted through history? It is easier to remember the recipe. It is used basically from farm ingredients. It's kept well without refrigerated. It could be served plated or dressed up with fruits, sauces, or spices. And here is my pound cake.